every choice matters, and that's why Bellpack paper tissue is a perfect companion for those who demand the best. Bellpack paper tissue offers the softness and strength that you need for every occasion. From toilet rolls and kitchen towels to pocket and facial tissues, Bellpack has you covered. Yeah, Bellpack tissues last longer and save you money. Make the switch today and enjoy the ideal paper tissue with Bellpack. Yeah, get a Bellpack perfumed toilet roll today and enjoy a fragrance-filled bathroom experience that leaves every visit fresh and pleasant. Bellpack, just wipe it. For bulk distribution, you can call 0551 144400. Bellpack tissues, another quality product from Bell Aqua. Get ready for a game changer, SMEs. We're introducing Yellow Biz, our new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. This all-in-one package consists of a 4G router with 10 GB of free data, Microsoft Office 365, genuine Microsoft applications, Webways, a customized business website for your business, Unicom service, a unified business communication solution for your virtual call center, IVR, and conferencing needs. All for a very good deal you don't want to miss. With Yellow Biz from MTN, your business will gain access to advanced productivity tools, a powerful online presence, and superior customer experience to optimize your operations. To stay ahead of competition, call 100 or 0244 308 111 or email us at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or visit mtn.com.gh/business or any MTN office for your Yellow Biz and stay connected everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply. Our drive doctor is here, Dr. Yaw Osafo, CEO of Medicas Hospital, Mampong and East Legon Hills. What's up, Doc? How you doing, man?
My favorite voice, afternoon voice on radio.
Doctor, what's up?
Lexis Bill.
Good to see you, bro. How you doing?
Good to be in the studio. Fantastic.
Have you had a good week?
Oh, super. It's been smooth sailing, both in Ekwapim and then in East Legon Hills.
Right.
Yes, we're doing some great work. In both places.
Right.
Now I have to divide myself into two,
You just need another doctor. Yeah, I've been telling you this. You just need me. That's all you need.
I say you wait. The native doctor unit is still now it's on the third floor. You do, but we'll open it.
But guys, I don't know whether you've gone to check out the Medicas Hospital at East Legon Hills. You need to go check it out. It's just around School Junction. It's the new facility. Everything is fresh.
Tierra.
The new Tierra Hospital.
Yes.
It's coming together nicely, isn't it?
It is. And Kwame, the diversity that this new facility allows us to have. We've always had this objective of being a multidisciplinary center. When you're ill, the last thing you want is that go and do this here, go and do this here, go and do that here. Somebody may come to the hospital with diabetes, they come to check their glucose levels, and it's such that the next minute they need to see an ophthalmologist, an eye specialist, because diabetes can ruin your eyesight, and you don't want to write a referral letter for them to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Once they believe and they want to make that their family hospital, they wish they could have that there.
Yeah.
So whether it's urology, ophthalmology, plastic surgery, what do you call it, mental health, general surgery, internal medicine. We've got all the different services out there, and then pediatrics. I love the fact that we now have a fully fledged pediatrics unit, and the child unit.
Yeah.
I love being around the children, especially when they come around, whether they are ill or not. I've got this small balloon up there in the consulting where everybody wants it. They call it the Chinese balloon.
Oh, okay.
They all kind of point it, and then they all want to have that balloon. I tell them, well, if you behave and you allow me to examine you without crying and screaming, then you'd have it. And it's amazing the way they stop crying. It allows us to do that and diagnose people, X-ray units, scan rooms, and the most important thing is a human resource. I mean, we've got a full team. I know I'm the voice on radio. Most of the time I'm here. Most people hear my voice, but Kwame, probably I do just a tenth of the work.
I know. You've got a wonderful team as well.
Yep.
Let me say kudos to Augusta and the team. I think they're wonderful as well.
Commander-in-Chief.
Wow. Before you even got in, we had questions from last week.
From
we started
last week.
a conversation about our children's health. Children are going back to school now, and we are concerned about, the little infections that they're going to pick up and how we can manage these. And so we started that conversation last week. Today we have the sequel to that conversation. If you have any questions, you can send them ahead to our WhatsApp number 0244 055 1111997. That's 055 1111997. A bit later as well, we'll activate the phone lines so that you can call in if you need to. All right, Doc. So let's continue our conversation.
Last week we started a conversation and we talked about the eyesight of children as they go into school.
Right.
And I think when we talked about the nearsightedness, and I mentioned that you have as high as 17% of children by the age 17 or something having those kinds of challenges.
That was myopia, isn't it?
That's myopia. That's you're absolutely right on that. And then we also talk about farsightedness. So today we're going to continue that conversation. The things that can interfere with the attainment of academic excellence and then also the development of social skills, which are the two main reasons why we send children to school. Kwame, I want to talk about injuries, because more often than not, if children come to the hospital, they come because of injuries. And parents, and I'm a parent, Kwame, you're a parent, we all get super agitated when you receive that phone call that please come to the school, your son is injured or your daughter is injured. It is frightening. But injuries do happen in the schools, and the responsibilities are shared across board. The school has responsibilities, parents also have responsibilities, and then again the children. But children want to play. So a couple of weeks back, a child was referred to go to the Eastern Regional Hospital because they pushed the tip of a pen, or the back end of a pen, into that stopper or something that is at the tip of the pen.
Yeah.
Somehow,
the little one.
Yes, that little stopper there. This 11-year-old had managed to push it into his ear.
Oh dear.
You can't imagine how some of these things happen. And it was very difficult to extract this foreign body from the ear, and it was causing a lot of discomfort and pain to this child, and it had to refer them to a higher facility for that to be done. Well, they ended up at our place, and Augusta, she's an anesthetist.
Yeah.
All right, and she's also a nurse with her background professionally. She decided that, okay, why don't we try and help this little boy? And we were able to, with very little anesthesia, be able to extract this foreign body from the child's ear. We've done a lot of extractions too from things that crayon, that they push up their nostrils.
Wow.
Yes. Beads. The little girls, we braid their hair.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when we braid their hair, at the tip,
Put some colorful beads there.
Colorful beads. Children like colors. They know it's there, so they play around with it, and then somebody will pull on it, or they themselves, they pull on it. And then how do children explore their environment? They like to taste things. They like to put things in their mouth. And then accidentally, they ingest it or they inhale it. We've had to do one extraction where we had to pull a bead from, again, the nostrils of a child. So these are some of the injuries that can happen in school, and you have to be mindful of that. So yes, do braid the hair, but let's be careful with these small objects or beads that we use on hair, because these things can easily be swallowed by the children. Kwame, I've also had to pull out a pencil from someone's arm.
Oh dear.
The forearm, I mean.
Ouch.
Kwame had gone through.
Wow.
You know, so you have half of the pencil on one side of the, and then the other half on the other side.
Are you
gone
serious?
through the flesh. You know, the way you have a bullet going through,
Yeah.
you know, so there's an entry and then there's an exit. This time around, it was just stuck. I was just going through my archives to pick out that particular picture, but I didn't get it in time before the show.
I don't want to see it. No, man.
So my first question was,
Yeah.
okay, who stabbed you? Who stabbed you? And it's like, nobody stabbed me. Like, you did this to yourself? Surely you cannot. It's like, I was running and I had my pencil. She was a JHS 1 girl. You know the way we saw their uniform? They've got these two big pockets in front on their thigh, the thigh level. You know, so she's got a sharpened pencil in there with the tip pointing upwards. So she's running and then she trips, you know, over her laces or something. She falls down, and as she's falling, the arm goes under the body, and then the pencil just comes through, and the weight of her upper body, you know, just pushes the whole thing through and through like that.
Okay.
You know, so
Doc, it's okay.
Kwame, also be here, Jumano.
And that be here. Menyanye.
You know, it was a really, really, really bad injury,
boy.
and it is just from running. Kids run around a lot. It's very difficult, but this is where the school has to come in, and also parents. You have to try. They have to leave sharpened objects behind, and not go on break with their pencils and their pens with them, because you're going to run around and you're going to play around. So these are just tips about injuries that happen in school, and we're talking about JHS all the way to crèche. The little ones, they swallow too many things, they inhale too many things, they push things up their nostrils and they push things into their ears. And I'm always, look, I'll pay $1 million Ghana cedis to get to know what their thought processes are. I'm like, as you're pushing this thing up your nostril, doesn't it hurt? But somehow it gets there. Somehow it gets there. So we need to be mindful of that. If you're a parent, you think, no, nobody will push this thing up their nostril. But what they do? So the advice to parents, keep it away from them.
Yeah.
The advice to the school authorities, make sure they don't go out on break with their pencils and pens. You know, they will play and then it goes into somebody's eye. So that's what I want to say about injuries. Kwame, next, I want us to go back to the academic attainment of academic excellence. We tend to blame children, or we put the responsibility entirely on students for academic performance. Oh, this child is lazy. Last week we realized that sometimes it's just because reading produces so much headache. They cannot see what's written on the board, they cannot see what's on their computers or their tablets, and therefore that whole academic exercise becomes something they don't want to participate in. Again, brain development, intelligence, is aided by certain nutrients, micronutrients, iron, and then iodine. Iron and iodine, 2 I's. Very, very, very important. Kwame, iodine, or let me start with iron. Iron is a very ubiquitous element. It's found in the earth, so it's almost everywhere. But iron deficiency is also one of the major problems that we have, or not just in Ghana, but globally. It is a big problem. Iron can be found in diet, nutritious meals. Unfortunately, in our part of the world, sometimes there's this saying that pinting bi or me, so long as you fill your belly, you're fine. No, that is not true. You don't just fill the belly to stop the hunger pangs, but you have to eat with a certain mind that I want to grow my brain. So, Kwame, how many of all those people who are getting D and E in the BC, how many of them are getting those grades because of nutritional deprivation? Iron. So iron is very, very essential for brain development.
What are some of the foods where we can get this nutrient?
Right. So, Kwame, there are a lot of foods, both from plant sources and then from animal sources, that you can get iron from. So the best source of iron, the one that is easily absorbed, comes from animal sources. All right. So meat of all variety would have good iron that is easily absorbed in there. But then you have smaller quantities also in plants, the whole range of plants. But then that form of iron, it's a bit difficult to absorb directly compared to the one that you get from animal sources. Eggs would have iron in there. So you generally would say, let the child have some meat and some fish. And again, that's why we say, don't let the father eat the choice part. We know that you are the one giving the chop money, but come with your brain.
There's nothing else can happen at this point. Nothing else can come and add to it at this point.
What you have is what you have. You make do with it, and maybe nobody's going to also examine that brain for anything, right? You're not going to be tasked right now. So meat, cereals, the grains and plant sources. But Kwame, iron too is absorbed in the intestines and also sometimes certain accompaniments. And I want to mention vitamin C here. Eating is one thing. Absorption is another thing altogether when we talk about iron. So vitamin C is very, very important for the absorption of iron. And that is why we say when you eat some dessert. Where do you get vitamin C? Oranges. Oranges, simple. Kwame ekutune bonyedi.
Share.
Banka Calipo. Kwame, this election, I don't see anybody drinking Calipo.
No. Those who were drinking Calipo today, they are buying champagne. So we can't drink Calipo this time.
We can't drink Calipo this time.
If you drink Calipo, who mind you?
Right. So, Kwame, oranges. You can have an orange, and I would really encourage parents to cut up the orange and allow the child to eat the entire orange. You get your vitamin C, and then you get good enough roughage in there that will improve constipation and all of that. Iodine is a very, very important micronutrient that is also essential for brain development. It's very, very important for an organ we call the thyroid, which we've spoken about in this studio before. And without the thyroid hormone, Kwame, you become dull. 1 plus box equals 3. Find box. Now I ask him, teacher, bonus, and it's not the child's fault. So iodine, you can get it from seafood. I'm saying that they are doing. We don't like everything's getting into the sea, and all of those things. But seafood, and sometimes when we talk about seafood, people always think about the restaurant seafood thing,
calamari
and
prawns and
anything in the sea is seafood.
Okay.
So there's even something called seaweed.
Yeah.
That is also very rich in iron. Most places would have iron in there. Iodine in there. Fortunately, we have a program of iodine fortification in Ghana, which has been going on since the 90s. So when you have iodated salt, you heard about it. It was precisely because of this particular reason. So make sure that your child has a little bit of iodated salt, or they're eating some amount of seafood as part of their diet for them to get adequate amount of diet. Eggs and then dairy products also contain iodine as well. So Kwame, these are the micronutrient things that I wanted to talk about.
So this, if you have any question, please call us 055-1111-997. So this child academic performance thing, is there any genetic implication as well? Because some Kwame, parents
this tree that you are shaking.
Calm down. I know there are plenty of people on the tree, but we have to shake it. Because when we were in class, there were some parents who were last in class. You understand?
How do you do? When who Papa terminal report that?
Relax. That's in our class. We had mates. You understand? Some of us were last but one, and we were happy for the person who was last. Because if they left the school, it means
you are the one carrying the class.
So is there no genetic risk factor where you give birth and like father like son?
Kwame, I don't know. You're from the medical genetics. We are not here. We don't do it in Ghana. Because according to the children,
all their parents were sharks in school. So whose parents were the ones who were last in class? Some people's parents were last in class, but they tell their children that, meanwhile I was in school, I was good in maths, I was this. Meanwhile, go and bring your terminal report and show your children.
We don't see it's genetic. We don't function micronutrients. Maybe because your father didn't get or your mother didn't get iodine or iron. It's not genetic.
Like eat seafood. So. But anyway, there's a little query here. It's a question that came a little earlier that I would want to
let's see whether we can address it.
Share with you. One of our friends said that my children have severe allergies and they are almost always taking antihistamines.
Mm-hmm.
My worry is what long-term effects will these medicines have on them?
Right. So fantastic point. It was one of the things I had, put down here, allergies and then flu. Kwame, if you have allergies, it means that your body has an exaggerated response to certain chemical substances it comes into contact with. And it can go from eye, where you rub your eyes constantly, conjunctivitis, where your ears itch, where your nose itch, where your throat itch, where you'd get some skin reactions, rashes that come and go, so you will have all of these things. Unfortunately, the difficulty with allergies is that what is the allergen? What is that thing that you are allergic to? Identifying that is a problem. So when you go to school and, for example, another person is wearing a perfume that your son or daughter is allergic to, then how do you deal with that? I know some people who have taken very drastic measures by doing homeschooling.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of these kinds of...
Yeah, because of the allergies. All right. There's some schools who say you have to eat from the canteen. So they're cooking for everybody, but then maybe there's something, and then you can't put a finger on it that this is exactly what my son is allergic to. If you know your son is allergic to groundnuts or pineapple, as a good friend of mine is, then you avoid that. But sometimes you don't know. But anytime they eat it, then they have this bout of diarrhea, and nobody else, has it. We don't want you to be taking medicines round the clock. It's never the ideal situation.
So there might be some side effects.
Oh yes, every drug has a side effect, and you only take medicines when they are absolutely necessary. But would rather you don't have to take any drug. For me, that's always my default position.
So in her case, what does she do?
She has to try and identify what the allergen, that which triggers the allergic reaction. And that's a very difficult thing, but you have to be very particular. I get my parents to keep what we call an allergy diary. And if she has time, she calls me after the show. I'll walk her through that, or she can come by the clinic and we'll have an extensive conversation about how to keep an allergy diary. You have to be very, very particular. You have to be very meticulous. We have to train the children to be able to walk back and identify, this is where I have been, this is what I ate. Not just I ate fufu and groundnut soup. Well, the groundnut soup has a lot of different things in there. So what actually went into it? People get tired of it, but you don't have to get tired of it. If you're able to identify the allergen, then you move away from the allergen. Case die.
Good stuff. I'm sure some parents have lots of questions to ask you. So how can they reach you?
Right. So the number is 0501 477 340. Our WhatsApp number is 0501 477 340. And we always continue the conversation on our social media handles.
Dr. Yaw Osafo is the CEO of Medicas Hospital in Mampong, Equiapim, and East Legon Hills. That place is East Legon Hills, so it's...
Well, it's in that enclave, so it's closer from School Junction, Ashalibotwe School Junction. It's in that enclave, so midway between East Legon Hills and then
So you people don't want to call that place Majo again?
Oh, Kwame,
isn't that Majo?
That is the ancestral name.
The place is Majo. All of a sudden, it's East Legon Hills.
Kwame, that's why it's ancestral name. So they won't say who feeding and our school di abrofudi. Na abrofudi no School Junction Enclave and East Legon Hills. And then an ancestral name
is Majo.
It's Majo.
Thank you so much, Doc, for updating us. And we'll speak again next week as well. There'll be another very important educational topic for us to discuss right here on our Drive Doctor series on Drive Time on Joy 99.7 FM. I'm Lexis Bill. It's 5 o'clock and Anisha has the latest updates in news.